All right, I'll seek a motion to that the July 9th, 2026 meeting of the Committee of Adjustment be opened, the time being 5 o'clock. Arnold, seconder, Catherine. All in favor? That carries. Thanks. Second, that I'd like to just notify everyone that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. And with that, I will seek, are there any disclosures of interest from the committee? All right, then we continue on. Seek a motion that the July 9, 2026 agenda be approved. Arnold and Sandy. All in favor? Thank you. That's carried as well. Then, as I mentioned earlier, are there any people that would like to speak to any of the items in front of us today from the crowd?
Mike Visser.
Okay, Mike Visser. Jason Reed. Thank you. All right, then we shall head into the applications. Because the two are connected, we are going to actually look at them together. All right, with that.
Okay, thank
Pass it
you.
to Carrie.
Okay, so we have two applications before us this evening. The first is a lot addition where Rob and Susan Reedike are giving 2 acres of land to the property known as 410 Oliver Road. They're going to have a retained parcel of 49.77 hectares after, and then it would also make the lot, getting the lot addition 4.13 hectares, which is what is required in order to be able to subdivide. So all of the properties in the area are designated as rural in our official plan and zoned rural in the zoning bylaw. So what you can see in your packages right now, basically it's Robbie Reedike's property, and then there's 2 properties at the southeast corner. Those 2 properties are going to be consolidated to be one, and then the lot addition would be added to both of those to combine to make one large property of 4 hectares. The second application is then proposing to subdivide that property to create one new lot for the applicant to reside. So the planning issues for the lot addition, in 2009, an application was made for a lot addition between 426 Oliver Road and 410 Oliver Road. Unfortunately, at the time of issuing consent was given for a new lot, not the intended lot addition, which was meant to serve as a buffer between the farmland and the existing house. The lot was registered in January of 2011. Later that year, the first barn was constructed at 4026 Oliver Road, the second following in 2014. So minimum distance separation wasn't really in effect until March 1st, 2017. So the farm operation didn't have to follow MDS 2 at the time. This year, the owner at of the lot created in 2011 came into our office with the intention to build, but the entire parcel was in the MDS radius from the Reedike farm, so the lot was not considered to be buildable. After a closed session report with council on this matter on April 29th, all property owners involved were contacted with options to move forward, leading to the applications before us this evening. So the intent of these applications is going to be to correct the issue from 2011, where we can consolidate those 2 parcels. Then we're going to add the lot addition to increase the size of the lot, and then we're going to subdivide it into 2 residential properties. So for both applications, we received agency comments from Hydro One, the Lakehead Region Conservation Authority, and Red Sky Métis Independent Nation, all of which stated no concerns. Council passed resolutions for each of the applications on June 9th, stating no concerns. And then we received public comments from the Reed Ridge Farm. Those were all in your packages with concerns, not opposition necessarily to the new lot, but wanting to make sure that the MDS was followed. So the properties themselves, there is no issue at this point. After getting the MDS data from the Visser Farm, the Reed Ridge Farm, and the Reedike Farm, There is 0.54 hectares of buildable space remaining on the proposed new lot. You require to have 0.5 hectares of land outside of MDS in order to create a lot based on the minimum distance separation. So that's being met. So it would be my recommendation that both the lot addition and the new lot be approved. There are several conditions on the new lot. The typical conditions for the lot addition where they get the survey and the registration. And then for the new lot, the conditions also include the consent cancellation so that we can consolidate those two lots. As well as a notification agreement being registered on title at the time of the new lot being registered. Just letting any future owners know that they are abutting active farmlands, so there may be odor and noise from time to time.
Thank you. There are those who would like to speak to this from the audience? They'd like to come forward? Please turn on the mic and state your name when you start.
Is it on?
The light will turn on when it's on.
It is, okay. I'm Mike Visser. I'm a neighbor across Town Line Road from the proposed lot. I've been there for 11 years now and had very good relationship with the current owners and everything. My only concern is that the MDS is met and it currently does not affect my operation. But where my concern lies is if I have to replace my current buildings, then I will be sandwiched between the proposed building and my neighbors, because they are also very close, which has been grandfathered in for a number of years. But if I have to rebuild, then I have to go away from them and I may not be able to meet the required distances. So that's my only comments for the proposal.
Are there any questions for Mike before he goes? Okay. And Jason, and I'm going to turn that off. Sorry.
Oh.
I think he left the microphone on. So Jason Reed, I think I know most of you know us and where our farm is. You got the package that my wife wrote up with measurements and distances. Like Mike said, we've gotten along really well. We have a really good community of neighbors there, and we've been farming there for 20, I should know because I got married the same year, but 23 years, I think.
Sure.
Something like that. And yeah, I get along really well. We've had really good relations with the neighbors. I'm not opposed to a lot being put there. However, I think that it needs to be considered that this is one of the fastest growing farm communities in our area in Thunder Bay there. We have 2 farms that are very actively growing there. I have 2 daughters on the farm that both have interest in building barns on our farm in the future. With the cost of land and starting a new farm, it's highly unlikely my daughters are going to be able to buy a farm. So we fully intend to build 2 or 3 more barns in that front field that will be encroaching closer towards that intersection because it's the high spot on the barn. We've built the yard and the infrastructure surrounding that yard in order for that front field to be the center of our operation. And so just consideration, like Mike said, in the future that right now we get along really well with the neighbors, and I would hate to see the fact that a sheep barn and a turkey barn and a calving barn in your front yard could create issues, not only with the owner now, but building a house doesn't move in 20, 30 years. My daughters have to deal with the neighbors that are in those houses in the future. So to sum it up, you've seen all the distances, the measurements and the justifications in the package that we sent out. If it meets all of the requirements, I'm not going to fight it. I don't want to make enemies. I don't want to make bad neighbors over this ridiculous issue, but I think that it needs to be considered that this is a very active, growing farming community with young people who want to produce food in the future. And so we need to do what we can as a community both of the city of Thunder Bay and Paipunj, to be able to create opportunities where we can for the next generation to be able to start farming.
Thank you. From the committee? Yeah, from the committee, did anyone have questions? For Jason? Catherine?
I'm not a farmer, so this is some learning on my part. So these circles that are drawn, they're drawn around the main barn. If another barn is created, does the circle move? Or does it stay where it is?
The way the MDS works is it is measured from the closest, the nutrient units are measured on the entire operation. So the cows, the chickens, the pigs, the ducks, the sheep are all added up to a sum total that the nutrient units that farm creates, whether it's a dairy farm or a pig farm or whatever it is, those nutrient units are added up to get a number for that farming operation. And that pin drop of where that measurement is the closest building to whatever distance we're measuring from. So
Livestock building.
the closest livestock building to whatever we're measuring from. So if there was a calving barn somewhere else closer, it would be measured from that. So wherever the newest building or wherever the building is that's closest to where you're measuring from to get to be the greatest distance from that.
So this circle could increase in size or potentially decrease if you stopped farming, right?
Yes, the circle would decrease with the less nutrient units being generated on the farm, but will increase as the farm grows. The larger the farm, the larger the nutrient units that are produced on the farm, the larger the distance that number is. That's why you see three different numbers. I don't know if you got all of those packages, but there's three different numbers from my barn, from the Visser barn, and from the Reedike barn, because they're three different size operations.
Thank you.
Okay. Just in case I didn't check. Sarah, did you have any questions? No. All right. Any further discussion from the committee? Not hearing any, then I am going to seek a motion. We will start with the first application, which is in the package called Reedike. Seeking a motion that application for consent 1B 1226 Reedike for the lot addition on the property that is legally described as Oliver Concession 2, Part South Half, Lot 1, known locally as 4026 Oliver Road, in the municipality of Oliver Paipunj, geographic district of Thunder Bay, be approved with the conditions listed. Is there a mover? No. Sandy. Is there a seconder? Arnold. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Okay, opposed? Thank you, that carries.
Yeah, did you see, sir?
I did, yes. All right, then the second application, known as LePage. I'm seeking a motion that application for consent 1B 1326 LePage for the creation of one new lot on the property legally described as Concession 2, Part South Half, Lot 1, RP 55R 4486, Part 2, known locally as 4010 Oliver Road, in the municipality of Oliver Paipunj, geographic district of Thunder Bay, be approved with conditions. Is there a mover? Arnold. Seconder Sandy. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you, that carries. All right. With that, our next item on the agenda would be the minutes of the previous meeting, which were in the package, pages 39 to 43. Hopefully you've had a chance to review those. Is there a mover for the minutes? And I'll read the motion that the wrong one. That the minutes of June 11th, 2026 be approved as presented. Arnold. Catherine. Thank you. Any errors or omissions otherwise? Okay, all those in favor? Thank you. That carries. With that, if there is no other new business, then I'll seek a motion that the July 9 meeting of the Committee of Adjustment be adjourned, the time being 5:16. She was first. Sandy and Arnold. All those in favor?